Now, I want to introduce Christian. I've been lucky enough to serve with Christian on our board as well. And Christian's got, we'll have a really interesting conversation, actually, I think, with Christian and Marek later. So yeah, Christian has been great. Christian sort of, I think he was one of the first Veblen members to decide that he wanted to have one-on-one conversations with everybody in the community. And he also has gone out of his way to try and meet people in person. I live in Singapore. Christian lives in Hong Kong. We ended up meeting in Dubai, but his story is absolutely fantastic. So with that, I will hand over to you, Christian.
Hi, Callum. Hi, everyone. Thank you, first of all, for inviting me to speak at this webinar and share my experience. And but I want to start saying thank you because I started my board journey as a non-executive director with Veblen exactly 15 months ago. It was 1st of May. I was reading your book, and then I had a call with Yanni, and then immediately I decided to join Veblen, and it's been an amazing journey because after 1 month I was asked to join the Veblen board. I will tell you about. I will share with the crowd later. So I'm Christian Secci. I'm Italian. I come from Sardinia, a small island in the Mediterranean. I'm based in Hong Kong, where I have with my kids, my wife, and where I have my residency, and where I set up the headquarters of my own business. And so today, wait a second. The slides are not okay. Can you see my slide? Yeah.
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. And it goes, okay. There is a lag. Anyway, so I'm an entrepreneur. I run a tech logistic company. We've done projects in 16 countries, raised around $9 million in funding from venture capital and different investors. And I'm a board member of my own group of companies where I learn corporate governance, but where I also learned, I was always an executive board member. And then after I joined Veblen, I start to build my board portfolio, and I joined the Veblen board after around 1 month. And then from the Veblen board, I joined also. I was mentoring a startup, and they after they raised the first round, they asked me to join as a advisory board, and this startup is called Tese, and they are specialized in is a platform specialized in ESG management. The founder is from Africa, but he started the company in Hong Kong, and they are connecting SMEs to sustainable financing. Then after Tese, I joined the board of Procopy Academy, and then Veblen helped me to set up the advisory board. So I have Vebleners sitting on the Procopy Academy board with a very big goal, ambitious goal to upskill 100,000 students in Indonesia. And I'm also a member of the Hong Kong Institute of Directors. I'm a fellow member because I qualify after having 10 years experience as a director of different companies in multiple jurisdictions. But let me tell you that the path to Boardroom wasn't a straight line, right? First of all, I was heavily involved in the operation of my business, doing a project in 16 countries across 4 continents. And after many pivots, many restructuring, many scars, I was left with a lot of scars, but also a lot of knowledge and experiences. And then I had a lot of companies coming to me, CEOs, other entrepreneur, board member, asking for some advice or support.
We lost Christian. Okay, I'm guessing he's driving through a tunnel. Hopefully he will come back. If one of the team can give me back the
Sorry,
Christian,
can you
you're
see
back?
me? Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
over to you.
there was I think there was a problem with my connection. Okay, so I was saying that I had to reshape my my entrepreneurial experience and into transform into boardroom value. And I learned one thing. I strongly believe that exceptional boards, high impact boards, they don't just navigate, but they shape and transform companies. Think about that's why it's called corporate governance, right? Because you want a good team governing your city hall, right? You want a good cabinet with a prime minister governing your country. And the same is with board. You want a good team of board member, board of director to govern a company. I'm really struggling to change the slide. Okay, perfect. Sorry, it's working. I'm really sorry, but my slide, they don't think. Anyway, let me continue with sharing my boardroom journey. And again, after having a long experience setting up company joint venture in Hong Kong, Brazil, Malaysia, Australia, then a lot of experience in fundraising. I did 3 restructuring in my career as an entrepreneur, and then I decided to transition as non-executive board role, right? And then joining Veblen helped me to connect with minded people, but also direct me towards my niche. And my niche is companies that they have high social impact in this moment, right? So I'm building my profile, and then I found through Veblen, through the application, and through the board I serve, I found my why and my niche. And then another interesting part is that every 2 weeks we have this accountability call, right? And after 15 months, I'm still attending them, because this is where I build relationship with the other Vebleners. And after 1 month of attending two accountability call, I receive a call from the chair of the board of Veblen asking me, hey, do you want to join the next Veblen board? Because you've been referred by one of your peer in your accountability group. And then another thing, very interesting during Veblen, is that I set up a lot of one-on-one call. I met amazing, extraordinary, like-minded people like Marek that gave me so many. Through a one-on-one call with Marek, I learned about how to position my company to exit with private equities, for example. And so you have the opportunity to join a community and be surrounded by like-minded people, but also by people that challenge you. And then let me share how I applied the Veblen boardroom blueprint, right? So there are 5 pillars: connection, knowledge, profile, value, and leverage. So first of all, connection. I strongly believe that, you need to build and cultivate meaningful relationship. Why? Because you never see a board opportunity listed on LinkedIn or Google, or if they do it, it's just to collect some data, or because they have to do because of the compliance, right? So the best opportunity comes from the relationship you build, right? So I also strongly believe that warm introduction they built called the application, and joining Weblen, joining the board of the companies that I'm sitting in, I really expanded my network. Second, in knowledge. First of all, you need to understand how board work, right? Because there are board dynamics, responsibility, corporate governance, and each board has different dynamics. Each board depends on the stage of the company, is completely different, right? So you need to understand how board works, and then you need to share and apply that knowledge, right? Because boards that don't need people clones that they all think the same. They need your unique value, unique perspective, unique experience of life. Then Weblen teach you how to build your own profile, right? It's like building your professional brand, and I think Callum is the master on these. But then you're also surrounded by other like-minded people, and that they are doing the same, right? So, for example, I learned to position myself as an obstacle remover and transformer, right? I'm not just an advisor. There is an obstacle, the board can count on me that I'm going to remove that one, right? And then as a board member, you can decide who you want to be, right? For example, I'm an ambassador. I represent the company. I can represent the company externally. I can promote, but also I'm a connector, right? I give you an example. I did another webinar a few months ago, and then at the end of the webinar, someone contacted me on LinkedIn. Then I checked the profile. The guy was an expert on ESG with a lot of experience in the banking and fintech industry. I immediately connecting with the CEO of Tese, the company I'm sitting on the board, right? And then this guy, after 2 months, he became an advisor of the company, right? So always being a connector and matcher, or understanding the value of your profile. Then also in the 4 pillars, define your value proposition. As the boards, they want solution. They don't want just people sitting there with their solution written by AI. They want you. They want your experience, and I decided, for example, to be very proactive, to help others. I help a lot of Weblener. I help a lot of the board of Weblener, and without expecting anything in return. And like magic, I had a lot of opportunities coming towards me that now I need to be selective. The 5 pillar is leverage, networking, practice strategic networking, connect with like-minded people, with professionals that are associated with the company you want to get into the board too, or join the local institute of directors, for example. I did it and I immediately connect with thousands of directors in Hong Kong. I also connect with the downstairs to understand what they were looking for when they were looking for board roles, the question they asked. So I was learning also from them, just having a one-on-one call. So I expanded in this way my ecosystem, and I increased the surface of opportunity. I increased my lack of opportunities because I was very proactive and putting myself out there and telling the world, this is the value I can, this is what the value I can add, this is what I can do, and this is what I'm looking for. Last not least, I think, I don't want to be a board member because I'm looking for another job or just to be paid, right? For me, it's like I want to have an impact in my life, right? Because this is what I owe to my kids, I owe to my team member, and I want to leave the world a little better than I found it, right? So I think that boards, being a board member, you can have a lot of impact. And what I'm doing during this period, I'm trying to be an advocate of ESG in Asia Pacific. I've joined high impact boards that they are having impact of hundreds of thousands of students in Indonesia, or thousands of people aspiring to be board director. And then I joined the HKOD, the Hong Kong Institute of Director, and after a few months they asked me to join the young director committee. So now I'm mentoring the next generation of director, and then I also am experimenting AI board governance softwares to make my boards and the boards that I sit in more efficient and more productive. Thank you.